Alright, while filming the last SmackDown after, I got into a little bit of a rant, and that led me to this video idea, um, which originally I was thinking about this before. There was this thing going on with Road Dogg, where him and some of the wrestling guys online. It started with him and this mentality that, you can see in some of the other WWE officials where losing and wins and losses don't matter. And, the idea of WWE is this never-ending wrestling show in a couple of weeks. It doesn't really matter who's strong right now. You could just say this person's strong later. It's never-ending. Some people look amazing one week and super weak a month or two later, vice versa. Doesn't really matter who wins or loses today. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So, I don't even need to make the argument that wins and losses do matter, because I think that is very obvious to any wrestling fan ever. Who wins at WrestleMania? Matters. Who wins at the pay-per-views? Matters. Who has the undefeated streaks? That matters. Who holds the titles? That matters. Winner, the champion, how long do you hold the championship? It matters. You can say, like, maybe, wins and losses reflect, just, whoever WWE officials think is the most current and top star. And they're all competing. The real competition is and my cat's making a second appearance on this channel. Um, you can say like the real competition is like the test for personality and entertainment, and the belt is reflective of that, and the real wins and losses don't matter. Um, Bullshit. No, I don't agree with any of this. Okay. WWE is still storytelling. At the end of the day, we care a lot about, the wrestling. Even the wrestling is storytelling. My favorite matches are matches that incorporate stories and incorporate characters that have been woven through this immense, immeasurable, long story that is WWE. Um, and let's talk about that. This cat is going crazy down here. When you take in wins and losses, first off, there's power scaling, and it doesn't make sense when a character loses clean to a certain guy, and then the next week that certain guy wins clean. What was going on with Kevin and Jericho, Charlotte and Sasha, right now the Usos and New Day. There's a lot of these like big rivalries where they try to make the characters equal. But somebody has to win at the end of the day, and if you don't have a rivalry with like some type of winner, it usually just goes up in smoke. So who wins those rivalries? What is the purpose of them winning? Why should this person win? Maybe losing will affect this character a certain way, and then they'll come back even stronger. There's a million different reasons why wins and losses matter. I don't think it matters in the sense of if you lose today, like you're not going to be able to do something tomorrow. But your character, if your character loses today and comes back next week, I'm going to assume you're still a loser. When you don't make a lot of WWE booking just doesn't make any sense. And they, could make the argument, well, the audience won't even remember what happens. They don't remember anything. I think the audience remembers more than WWE actually remembers most of the time. And, a bunch of the writers, that they pull off of the street just seem stupid when it comes to wrestling knowledge half the time anyway. Um, you know, at the end of the day, why do wins and losses matter? Because that's part of the storytelling aspect. Like, It doesn't make sense that Bayley can lose to Charlotte and then beat Charlotte and then beat like 3 other women in the same night, and then she loses to Alexa Bliss clean, who's supposed to be weaker than all 3 of those women, but now she, like, a lot of this, like, you can say, oh, it's overtime, it doesn't really matter, they get stronger or weaker, they're on the top of their game, or you're having a bad time, they're not doing too hot. The other bullshit the announcers make up for excuses. I don't want this mentality. Like, I think there's an argument thread to wins and losses don't matter that you can actually present and actually have it make sense. But let's talk about this SmackDown that I just watched and made a video about. Ty Dillinger tapped out. Ty Dillinger isn't a character people, at least on SmackDown, isn't a character people can get behind. And now he's tapping out. He looks like a loser. Let's see, Baron Corbin. He's doing the same thing. He's just attacking people angry and being a grumpy guy. I guess that doesn't have much to do with the wins and losses thing. But Naomi lost clean, not mostly clean, to Natalya, tapped out, looks dumb. That doesn't make sense because Naomi was supposed to be like the strongest woman a couple weeks ago. That helped inspire this. I could make a video about all the times WWE doesn't make sense when they do 50-50 booking. I know that's the big argument here, 50-50 booking. This whole wins and losses don't matter is the way to say 50-50 booking. There's so many greater stories. There's like, if you want to talk about like super long stories with a bunch of fighters, there's like Dragon Ball Z and all these other stories. A lot of, and you can't make a Hulk Hogan if he loses all the time. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Fucking a bunch of the characters from stories like Dragon Ball lose, lose, lose. And then it's like this big hero story, and other times it's the exact opposite, where there's like 10 good guys and one like infamous bad guy. There's so many ways you can do this. This is what WWE is all about. It's all about finding this balance, and sometimes they do it poorly, like they are now, especially on SmackDown. But it's all about this balance. It's all about finding a creative story with this show about a wrestling competition. And you don't actually win by getting the belt. You just will see in tomorrow on Raw. That's, I love WWE, but 50-50 booking is a bad idea. The structure of having characters who are weak, mid, strong, main eventer, top guy isn't a bad formula. It's just when you have guys like up here doing this, like having guys grow, entertain, switch around, development, mix up their characters. I'm much more for that than just having, oh, everybody wins and everybody loses. But that's the climate of WWE right now, especially on SmackDown. I hate how this webcam makes me look. What the fuck? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is my random little rant, wrestling rant today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you guys are awesome. Subscribe, bullshit, and with that,